Okay, today, April 3rd, Friday, 2026, and I'm going to make an explanation as to what happened to me from basically 2021 post pandemic to where I'm at now in 2026. Uh, this is a joint Instagram and YouTube video. I'm going to make it short and brief. Uh, so, everybody knows COVID-19. In a nutshell, from my perspective, uh, everybody became Danny's. Now my name is Danny. This is a strange thing to say. Now everybody's like, where is this video going to start going? Everybody became like during the pandemic, sort of like collectible dealers. Okay, mini collectible dealers. It's almost like every person in the country became one. I feel like my entire life consists of me competing against just people doing better than me. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, you know? But I've been on this journey for 25 years and I'm definitely not stopping. Now I realize, after everything I've been through, there is no stopping at this point. So, where I'm at now, I am in Florida. I moved from New York City like everybody else. Okay, so 2021 comes. I was doing storage auctions. Now, I rarely talk about that because it's so annoying. People are so annoying with storage auctions. They want to know so many things in the past. Now it's all on the computer, so any person who annoys me, I'm like, oh, there's no more live auctions. Here, look at this phone, and now it's over. So, in one respect, now this is my explanation. I'm no longer in that business in the same way, which was basically I got all my money from that business and I didn't do anything else. I did it since 2012 to 2000. I still do it, but really till 2021. 2012 to 2021. And then at 2021, I put a hold on it for 3 years, went back, and that's when you just seen on my latest Instagram, like a bunch of comic books, the autographs. I had these record collections. So I was able to restart it, but it's only going to be a fraction. But I'm going to get the same stuff that I've always got in the same amount. And I'm going to do way less work and start to do other things that make me more money or whatever on the side. Just going to have as many different things as I can get going on that bring me an income because I have to compete with college student supremacy and union supremacy and now medical industry supremacy. And on top of that, we have everybody competing in this country for space. Either they're flown in from overseas or now there's just so many people. So I don't know. I don't have the answer. But all I can tell you for sure is that I'm going to be sharing as many collectibles as I could for the duration of my life. You know, I'm 43. Hopefully I can make it to like 80 and I'll show you 40 years of collectibles. Every year I get a certain amount of collectibles every single year. On top of that, I started to get into the trading card games. Uh, and where I'm at now, you can call this place sort of like a tropical escape, okay? Where I don't pay anything right now for the first time in my life. I had an apartment for 14 years. I had a warehouse and I just decided to the truth is I almost died. I'm never going to talk about this. If you made it this far, then you're just going to hear it. Then that means you care on some level. I had what I describe as dread because I lost my income. And that created a sickness where I was not sleeping. Well, when I always wake up a lot in the middle of the night, but I guess it was harder for me to fall back asleep because I had a lot of things on my mind. When you start taking away your sleep and you start doing a different thing, I had a seizure. That was in New York. my parents witnessed the seizure, thank God. And, you know, whatever. Got all types of tests. Moved down to Florida. Was on the computer. Got another seizure. Cracked my head open this time. The doctor says that, you know, this is the thickest plate, the thickest bone in your body right here. Because your brain's right here. And you fall like that. And God made us so that we have protection. It's the thickest bone in the body, and I broke the thickest bone in the body. The only time I believe I ever broke a bone, besides my tooth, you know, so basically, you know, I was found in a pool of blood. And I don't like really talking about this. In fact, not a lot of people know about this. I just want to document this. A lot of people were watching me on Instagram. I kind of fell off. Well, that's one of the reasons. But also, it's kind of psychotic because when I restarted my business, I also drove 50 days in the car. So I was like risking my life for this business. So I could have just went off the road. The good news is that it's fine. It's fine. It's not even from stress. It's basically from just an extreme worry. So the reason why I'm also saying this, because if people are watching this who are a business person and you are experiencing just such a hard competition in life, you know, this is not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be this. They created a competition within the past couple of years, and now they make college kids competing against other college kids, and you got to keep going and doing this and running and running and running. I don't know, like a little mouse. So that you'll get sick, like me, you know? And I even heard Rudy from Alpha Investments. That's who let me understand about the dread. Rudy from Alpha Investments, everybody knows about him. He got sick. He didn't know what... If I ever had a chance to talk to him, I'm going to say, well, you didn't get as far as I did. If you keep getting the dread, keep dreading and dreading, then you're going to get sick, you know? Because that's the dread is what it's supposed to be. So your answer is just become a college student like everybody else, or go in the union, or like, you know, and these things are like, to a guy like me, I feel like you only get one chance at life. I want to live and enjoy like collectibles and selling things for fun. I'm not saying anything against people's choices. Like, I just can't be everything either. Anyway, but I'm happy about my choices. I got better. I got my business back. I'm going to start I like have a new lease on life where I have a way now about me where I'm, you know, different. Okay. And I don't care so much. Like, and if people try to talk to me about things, I'm like, listen, you know, that's one reason why I'm not even on the Instagram too much either, because you got to like explain yourself while everything is crushing you. And the worst part about it is that in my brain, I didn't do anything wrong, and I still have a successful business and successful life that I can do this particular thing. It's almost like I'm being cheated. But a person like me, I'm just going to keep going forward. So I have a lot of good things going on. So now I'm going to basically end this video. It's going to be basically a 10-minute video. This is just an introduction. Now, here is an empty curio. This curio is from 1890. This is just a radio. I just have it there just because it looks good. It goes with it. You can't really put too many things on it. You know, this thing is so light. Actually, I can lift it up. I brought it in my truck when I loaded up my van. I have like a work van, big work van, extra high work van. And this was on the top of like all boxes. I managed to... This has rounded glass, okay? You can buy these for very cheap. You can find these. I found this in the storage auction. I probably paid like, I remember I paid like $700-800 for the room. And I kept it. It has a key, you know, and it's really a great piece. The main thing is this is curved glass, and it's not in segments. It doesn't have like those wooden planks in between. You can get things like this for like a couple of $100, or you can buy it for like $2,000 from some antique dealer. But they have things like this out there. I suggest, you know, I see a lot of people in videos, they have everything stacked up on shelves. Nothing is protected with dust. I could tell you so many times in my life cleaning off dust from this thing alone, and just to have that on collectibles, that's nightmare. I go through storage units, doesn't help your collection, doesn't help your value of your collection. Nothing should be exposed to air. Everything should be sealed, either in a box or a case or a cabinet or something like that. So I'm starting off with an empty cabinet in this video. Just explaining to you where I've been, and this is the curio. I'm gonna call it Danny's Curio, and that's a little nod to Eric's Curioso, who created the game of sorcery. He called it, so you can find these really hard cards to get called curio cards. And, you know, he probably was just like me, just like a collector dude. And what do? You put things in your curio, you know, and that's the type of people, you know, that that's the type of person I am. You know, people like, I'm a person like that, collector guy. And this thing is also from like the 1890s. This is from a school. This is a pointer from a school, you know? Anyway, that's it. So I hope everybody has a nice day. And this is where I'm at now. And now we're in Florida, and we're also in New York, and we're just going to keep going forward. And we're not going to really worry about too many things that are going to make me or anybody else sad. So we might talk about some things in the future, but that'll probably be the only time you ever hear that story. So have a nice day. I'll see you soon.